Hello viewers, welcome to another episode of Inside the Dressing Room powered by Extreme. I'm your host Dhaka. Well, there are some days you don't feel like talking. There are some days you feel like going away from sports, have a break, have a cup of tea or coffee and think about the whole process. What you just saw. Yesterday was such a day. I don't know, my guest Syed Abid Hossain Sami would agree with me, but let me ask. Sami, how was your day yesterday?
You were talking about having a cup of coffee, and Taskin Ahmed, he was having a cup of coffee in the dressing room, and suddenly the collapse started. And
সব মশার বিরুদ্ধে সুরক্ষা দিতে এলো বসুন্ধরা এক্সট্রিম অ্যারোসল মশার বিরুদ্ধে এক্সট্রিম সুরক্ষা
I have brought a paper with me today. And,
some stats I can see.
Yeah, some stats are based on some cruel truth regarding the ODI format of Bangladesh cricket, and talking about the statistics. It's not the lone time what we have seen something damage like that for Bangladesh cricket in recent past. On the previous occasion when Bangladesh met New Zealand back in the Champions Trophy, suddenly it was a time when they were 104 for 2, suddenly it was 108 for 6. Before that against India, it was 1 for 1, 2 for 2, 9 for 3, 18 for 4, 36 for 5, something like that. Before that against West Indies, they were 53 for 1, suddenly they were 57 for 4. On the previous occasion, it was something like that, they were 35 for 4 or something. Then Mahmudullah Riyad and Zakir Leonik, they just controlled the damage. So it has been a consistent part of Bangladesh cricket when you were talking about the ODI format. So I think this particular thing should be identified, that you are facing that kind of damage consistently.
Regular basis.
Exactly. So what's the problem? Is it something like you are not uplifting your standard, uplifting your batting standard? When damage is done, then you have to control the damage. So what should be your roles? I think they are very much confused regarding the role of ODI cricket. Suppose in test match cricket, you know, when a wicket falls down as a new batter, you know what to do. You know you can defend. You have the luxury to defend and you have the luxury to concede dot balls. In T20 cricket, when a wicket gets down, although the wicket gets down, you are bound to play your shots because you know your role that you have to play your shots. In ODI cricket, there is a middle portion where you need a balance between caution and aggression. So what I feel, I have observed all the matches I mentioned about, and during, suppose one wicket gets down, the next batter comes in, he plays very defensively, bogged down and plays his defense. Or after conceding 2, 3, 4 dot balls,
someone gets very aggressive
on a wrong period of time. So talking about Liton Kumar Dash, just give you an example. He's been very prominent in the test match format. He's doing good in the T20s, but he's not doing good in the ODIs. So what really happens, suppose a ball from the 4th stump corridor or 5th stump corridor, in test match cricket, when he comes, he's a shaky starter. When he comes, he can lift the ball. He can defend the ball. In T20 cricket, he knows his role. He slashed the ball towards the point or cover. But in ODI cricket, he gets confused whether I have to lift the ball or I have to slash the ball. In between, he tries to defend the ball and gets the outside edge. So it has been the problem. I have observed all the matches in recent past.
Sami, very well put, and you mentioned Liton Kumar Das, but what I wanted to specifically point out is that before the collapse happened, one of the Bangladeshi batters got a 50 on that same pitch, and after the collapse happened, again another batsman got a 50. So it proves that there was no demon on the pitch. And mind you, just one innings earlier, a Sri Lankan batter scored a century over there. And you were mentioning batters getting out, being undecisive, couldn't decide whether to go front or back or to defend or to attack. Why that happened? Was it because Bangladesh lost a couple of quick wickets, which can happen at any part of any format, or they could not imply themselves onto the pitch?
Okay, just starting from the Afghanistan series, the entire things, it's the incapability of playing spinners, playing quality spinners. Although there is a myth that we play spinners well, but this is wrong because just mentioning about the stat, when we faced New Zealand in the Champions Trophy, we conceded 79 dot deliveries from the spinners. When we faced India, we conceded 85 dot deliveries from the spinners, Akshar Jadeja and Varun Chakravarti. So it suggests, or it really shows that how much incapable you are while handling the quality spinners. So I have brought the paper where let me tell you a very interesting thing, that why Bangladesh are incapable of handling the wrist spinners. The answer hides in your best 11. In ODI cricket, who is your most prominent spinner? It's Mehdi Hasan Miraj. He's a off-break bowler, right-arm off-break bowler. So let me analyze something. In last 5 years, the leading wicket takers who have been the spinners, who are they? Adam Zampa, he's leading the table. Sandeep Lamichhane, Hasaranga, Bernard Scholes, he's a left-arm orthodox spinner. Adil Rashid, Kuldeep Yadav.
All are wrist spinners.
All are wrist spinners. So each and every team, they set their lineup. The frontline spinner in white ball format is the wrist spinner. And Bangladesh is the lone team whose frontline spinner is an off spinner. So, yeah, off spinners are also very prominent in test match cricket.
Exactly.
You have Nathan Lyon, you have Ravichandran Ashwin, you have Sajid Khan for Pakistan.
Of course. Ravindra Jadeja.
They have been very much prominent, or they are the leading spinners for their teams in the test match format. But in ODI format, when your leading spinner is an off-break bowler, that means you don't play much wrist spinners at your nets in the domestic circuit. So you are not facing quality wrist spinners.
Also, Sami, to add to your point, Bangladesh doesn't possess quality wrist spinners at the domestic level also to pick and choose from a bunch so that they can play them on the nets. We don't have that luxury.
Let me tell you another interesting story. That when Rahul Dravid took charge of Indian national cricket team back in 2021, he made a pyramid model for the coaches that, okay, the national team has a demand of wrist spinners. So they used to instruct the A team that you have to promote maximum number of wrist spinners. Yes. The A team used to instruct the under 23 teams that you have to promote maximum number of wrist spinners. You have to make the backup for me. So right now, the Indian team, the formation of the Indian team, you will see they have three-dimensional cricketers more. They have Akshar Patel, they have Ravindra Jadeja, they have Hardik Pandya. So on that time, what really happened that maybe it was a tour at England or something, maybe it was in 2022, that India A team in their best 11, they promoted Washington Sundar and Akshar Patel together, and it was a controversy that why these two were playing in the same team. But it was a message from Rahul Dravid because the national team, they wanted to make a brand of cricket where they need those utility cricketers.
Exactly.
So this is like that. Suppose Hardik Pandya, he's there for the national team. They instructed to train Shivam Dube for the A team, and the A team used to instruct Nitish Kumar Reddy to the under 23 team to make a branch of backups.
Exactly.
So this is the pyramid model that India followed. So if you think that, okay, national team needs a wrist spinner, they have to instruct the A team, okay, we need a wrist spinner, then you promote another wrist spinner. Then the A team will instruct to the under 23 team or the emerging team that you have to bring a wrist spinner into the side. So what really happened few days ago, Sandeep, left-arm Chinaman bowler, son of Mohammad Salahuddin, he was being called up by a high performance unit, and all the media started saying that he's son of Mohammad Salahuddin. That's why he got the opportunity in the HP squad. But the HP squad is not a team who will going to face Australia HP or New Zealand HP. It's a procedure to train up your players. So as we don't have any left-arm Chinaman or left-arm wrist spinners into our domestic arena, so we have got one. So let's bring him into the system and train him up, and also will instruct the under 18, under 16, under 14 coaches that, okay, you have to bring some
wrist spinner along.
So this is how the process goes on. But in Bangladesh, the harsh reality is whenever you have brought Sandeep into the squad, then
talks of nepotism comes up.
Exactly. The controversies, the critics are
very vocal.
Very, very vocal. But this is how the entire process goes. I don't know that Bangladesh Cricket Board has brought Sandeep in the under 23 or HP squad considering that particular fact or not. But if he's there, I think that's a very good decision, because we don't have that kind of bowler in our domestic
Exactly.
circuit. So just bring him and uplift his standard.
Right. Sami, well, your analysis, of course, it's very significant and it's very deep. But let's come back to the series. Do you feel like after a loss such as this, in most cases, we don't see teams come back from this sort of collapses, this sort of I won't say humiliating, but this sort of surprising losses, collapses rather, to come back and fight back in a series. Do you see Bangladesh fighting back? I don't see personally that they would come back in the one-day series. And what I'm scared of, that this performance would affect the T20 series also, their mentality and their confidence. Do you agree?
History says like that. And considering the strength of spinners of Team Sri Lanka, I think it's very much difficult for Bangladesh to come back. Because let me tell you about the dismissal of Liton Kumar Das. Hasaranga, it was a googly delivery, but the release was like the leg spinners.
Leg spin.
So in your domestic circuit, you are not playing much leg spinners, and you are facing a leg spinner whose release is quite similar with for googly and also for the leg spin. That means he's a quality leg spinner.
Of course.
So the fact is there that your skill setup is not that up to the mark when you are playing against this kind of opponents.
World-class bowlers.
World-class bowlers. Tawhid Hridoy, I was having a conversation with one of my colleagues, Mr. Tahmid Amit, and we were watching the game together. And suddenly that particular over when Tawhid got himself out, the first two deliveries were pitched in between 3 to 4 meters, just near the bat. And suddenly I told my colleague that, okay, I think he's going to pull the length back, and that might be a deceiving factor for Tawhid. In the very next delivery, the bowler just pulled the length back and he got himself out. So why I was very much confident saying those kind of stuffs, because it has been a consistent scenario in as far as batting is concerned. So I think the skill setup, the game plan is why the collapse is being a consistent thing for Bangladesh in ODI format. I think those things are not that much identified, and I think you need to jot down all the information why these things are happening. It's difficult to come back, but let's hope for the best. But practically speaking, it's very difficult to come back as far as Sri Lanka has a very strong bowling lineup. Their spin setup has been phenomenal.
Right. Sami, we certainly will discuss and preview the next match on this very platform, and I hope that Bangladesh comes back and they prepare well for the next match. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you so much.
Folks, that was all the time we have for you today. I'll be back soon with more sporting topics and discussion points. Till then, you take care.
For more updates, follow us on Facebook, subscribe our YouTube channel, get the latest update on www.daily-sun.com.